Good morning, all. It's 5 a.m. on July 13th, 2023, and I'm up making coffee, preparing to go on a backpacking trip up to Maroon Bells. It's about 50 degrees, a little breeze, and a nice crescent moon. Should be a good day. Heading north on Colorado Highway 82. We'll be into Aspen in just a minute. It's 6 a.m. and we've arrived at the overnight parking section of the trailhead. I'm just staging all the gear at this point. Yeah, all that stuff's got to go in the backpack. But the most important thing is we have our overnight parking permits displayed. Voila, everything's packed. It's a 70-liter pack, and I think I used every one of those liters. But I'm gonna sit back and eat some breakfast and finish my coffee and relax and be on my way soon. How many donut holes will it take to get me up the mountain this morning? Let's see here. We also got blueberries, yogurt, and a bunch of grapes to get rid of. Trying to eat as much of the fresh food as I can. There is a couple of half blocks of ice in the cooler. It may keep some of the perishables alive for till Saturday afternoon, but the original plan for this trip was to do a 4-pass loop, starting in Crested Butte and going around clockwise. But it just didn't happen because of heavy snowpack, and I'm not in good enough shape, I realized, to do it. I can't acclimate as fast. I just talked to Zach, the camp host here at the Maroon Bells scenic area. Him and his wife Mary check parking permits and keep an eye on things, clean the bathrooms. But he said it's getting really busy now with people doing the 4-pass loop. Unlike 2 weeks ago when I was camped here. Because of heavy snowfall, not many people were able to do the loop. But I'm not going to be alone out there, so it's a beautiful day. It's going to be warm, but no storms in the forecast for the whole trip. The lake is beautiful this morning. Trout are breaking the surface, and good reflections of the Maroon Bells. Getting ready to do the hike. We're going to walk along the shore of Maroon Lake, climb through the aspens, go across a boulder field, take a look at Crater Lake. Then we're going to start to climb in earnest. We're going to come up here around this corner to the right, and we're going to camp below this snow field here. We're going to have a good view of the sleeping sexton here, and of course North Maroon and his big brother Maroon at 14,000, about 150. Okay, ready to start this hike? Pack feels good, although in a couple hours I'll probably be ready to throw it off a cliff. All right. Okay, we're ready to do this. We're ready to do this backpacking trip. 2 days. A nice gentleman's here is helping me film, so let's get this done.
Okay.
How'd it look? Okay, we're here. We're gonna travel around up here to Cavity Lake. I think we'll camp right about here. Then I plan on doing some day hikes, maybe to Willow Lake or up over Buckskin Pass, so I can get a view of Snowmass Lake over here. But that's the plan. We'll see if we adhere to it or not. About 15 minutes in and we're entering the wilderness. We've got our bear canister. We've got our permit for a particular zone. And that is the maroon zone on the lower right. We'll be in that vicinity. I found this feather on the trail. I've never seen an orange feather. I don't know what it could be from. Maybe a western tanager or oriole or something. Hope it's good luck. Still moving uphill on my way to Crater Lake. Passing through the boulder field. It's almost a half mile of jumbled rock, and it kind of undulates up and down. And I'm taking my time, feeling good. I've stopped and talked to a lot of people on the trail. A guy, a 19-year-old that is in the Navy, is a nuclear mechanic and hoping to get on a ballistic missile ship. There's a pika, center frame. There's always pikas and marmots chirping at you when you cross the boulder field. They like to hide in the little cracks and crevices, but you gotta watch them. They'll chew through your pack to get to peanuts or other goodies for them. A really great part of this experience of backpacking is chatting with people along the trail. Like-minded people, outdoors people. I had a great conversation on the trail with a woman named Patty. She's just doing day hiking, but she's a pleasant young lady, and we shared some experiences. I gave her my name to connect on Facebook, but still making my way through the boulder field and being cheered on by marmots and pikas, other hikers, but it's a lot of fun. We're here at the decision point on the 4-pass loop. To the left goes up West Maroon, to the right goes up Buckskin. We could camp in either area with our permit, but we are gonna, I believe, go to the right. But in the meantime, let's take a detour and go down and see Crater Lake. We've arrived at Crater Lake. It's as beautiful as ever. Crater Lake is a popular day hike. It's about 1.4 miles to walk up from the scenic area at Maroon Lake. A lot of people do it. It is a hike that'll get your attention though. It's got some elevation gain, and as you saw, it's got the boulder field, but it's definitely worth a walk up here. In 2018, when I was up here, the entire Aspen Elementary kindergarten class was up here. Hundreds of kids running around having fun. I was really proud of them that they could hike up here on those. And but anyways, Crater Lake. I just had a great conversation with a guy that had a pack just like mine. This pack is new to me, and I've been really confused about the strapping area back here and how it works. But he showed me a way where he added some components here. They're called load lifters or load levelers. But I really appreciate the input I get from people and the questions I get answered by talking to people on the trail. This new stuff called Boathouse Farms, some vegetable fruit drink. It's actually really good. I like the bottle too. It matches my holster. Well, we've gained some elevation on Crater Lake and the day hikers down there. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds. A little bit of a breeze. Keeping everything really pleasant. Now that we're gaining some elevation, we're also getting some better views. Some day hikers enjoying lunch down at the shores of Crater Lake. Looking south at Crater Lake, you can see the path of the West Maroon Trail. The hike up West Maroon Pass is a difficult one. I've went a little ways up, but you can see how it crosses that scree field, which is very difficult hiking, and then you have to climb up over the pass. And this year with the snowpack, it would have really made it even more difficult for me. So I'm glad we chose what we did, a 2-night base camp. It's about 12:30 and we're approaching 11,000 feet on our hike up here. You can see North Maroon in the background, but we're about to break out of the tree line in a little bit here. But weather's really cooperating. It's just great. It's just great, folks. Just taking a little breather in the shade here at about 11,000 feet. But I'm looking up at Buckskin Pass. That's one of the passes on the Forest Pass loop. I'm trying to see if we can see any people. Yeah, I can see people up on Buckskin. See those little figures on the left crossing the cornice? Well, I've had a good little rest, but it's time to climb. I'm at about 11,000 feet right here, and this particular trail tops out at about 12,500 right there at Buckskin Pass. And we won't be going up there today, but I'm gonna climb up a little higher, maybe right into this tree line, right where tree line ends, see if we can find a place to camp. Then we can do day hikes up to Buckskin tomorrow and get a view of Snowmass Lake and Snowmass Mountain, and also take a day hike to Willow Lake. But anyways, like I said, it's time to climb. Well, it looks like an interesting river crossing. I wasn't really planning on this, but let's deal with it. Wish me luck. Well, it pays to look around when it comes to river crossings, as I just look to my left, and voila, there's a very easy crossing. It looks like I'm gonna have to be like filet petite and do a little tightrope walking here. Let's see. I'm gonna have the pole, transfer the pole upstream. Don't drop the camera. Okay. Oh, I gotta visit the Dizzy and Balance Center here after this. We're doing it. Concentrate, focus. Look at that beautiful view of Pyramid Peak. Back to focusing on crossing. Yay me! Take that, river crossing. Here's some beautiful wildflowers along the trail. It's 2:30 and I was really getting concerned about finding a campsite for the night. I was rising above tree line and I wasn't sure how many campsites were beyond. People descending the trail didn't seem to know, but two ladies about a half mile down the trail I encountered said there was some up here, so I was hopeful, and but I was relieved to come out and find this. A nice big clearing. Views, shade if I need it, close to a water source, and a fairly level tent pad. I'll maybe have to do a little excavating to level it out, but won't this be great to wake up to this view? Reminds me of the Sound of Music. There's North Maroon. Sleeping Sexton, waterfall, Buckskin Pass beyond up through the woods. I'll leave this large area in case a big group of backpackers comes in later and needs a camp. Maybe the Swedish bikini team will be up here and they can use this spot. Glad to be able to stop for the day, drink some water and relax. A little rest and some liquids in me. I'm going to take a walk further up the trail, just in case there's a better campsite. Like they say, the grass is always greener on the other side of that hill. Something like that. The statistics of reaching this campsite are 7.4 miles, 2,200 feet of elevation gain. The elevation we're at here is 11,400. We did it in 6 hours. We ate a bag of grapes, and my feet are sore. It's 6:20 p.m. and the sun just dipped over the mountain. It looks like it's going to be a nice evening. A few puffy clouds, beautiful blue sky, very little wind. Really fortunate to get this campsite. I should have a great view of North Maroon in the morning when the sun hits it. You can see the shadow of the Maroon Bells to the lower left. Looks like ski tracks coming down the side of North Maroon. That'd be a triple black diamond if there ever was one. Pyramid Peak looks interesting too from here. Look at that snow bowl and all the brown dirt that's in it. Just watching the shadows creep up the mountains. I'm especially fascinated with Pyramid Peak and the snow shapes. Especially that one on the right there. Reminds me of an Imperial Walker from Star Wars. In 2018, when I was up here having a lunch break, I saw a mountain goat and her kid traversing that scree right about there. I had the binoculars on them and watched them for about an hour. I guess they eat lichen and mosses. Really can't be much food up there, but maybe we'll see some tonight. That snow shape looks like a square-shouldered man in a hazmat suit with a chest emblem on his chest. On the way up here, I thought it might be overkill bringing the 0 degree down quilt and my puffer coat, but I'm sure glad I did. As the sun's going down, it's cooling down fast, like it always does in the mountains. Alpenglow. It may be summer, but it's chilly up here in the mountains. Twilight is settling in. The sound of the waterfalls is sure relaxing. There'll be no moon tonight. Crescent moon will rise about 4 in the morning. Good morning. It's about 5:45, 50 degrees, real pleasant. Sun's just striking the mountains. I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit before I get up. And then we'll go to Starbucks. What a sight. I have visitors in camp. Gray Jays. He's looking at my stuff. We have another camp visitor. This one, I think, has ill intent. All the food's locked up in a bear vault. My fears of him trying to get into my food were unfounded. Seems to just like the natural food that he's supposed to eat. That's good. While filming the coffee cup drinking scene, the marmot snuck around and tried to get my Lorna Doone cookie. Let's have a little breakfast. On the menu this morning is oatmeal, slivered almonds in it, brown sugar, cinnamon, a little bit of powdered milk, blueberries, and some Smooth Operator peanut butter. Let's get cooking. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago. Do, 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 do. I'm a smooth operator. Smooth operator. Breakfast turned out delicious. Just keeping my eyes peeled for those marmots, though. Yeah, there's definitely people on top of North Maroon. About 4 people. Amazing. Hey Frosty, did anyone tell you it's mid-July? Who said there's no such thing as snowmen? A guy I met at Bright Angel Campground in the Grand Canyon recommended these Mountain House Adventure meals. He said chicken and dumplings is the best, so let's give it a try. I'm really hungry. Looks pretty good. The Mountain House Adventure meal, chicken and dumplings, is really good. The water source is really close to the campsite, about 50 feet downhill. Really good tasting water. It tastes like snow for some reason. The water purification method we use here is pretty simple. We fill up this squeezable bag with our what we call dirty water from the stream. Then we attach a Sawyer squeeze purifying filter, which will filter out all the viruses and bacterias and creepy crawlers, and gravity does the rest. Drop by drop, it purifies the water for us, and in about 45 minutes we'll have a full bottle. About 100 yards up trail from the campsite, the view opens up and tree line almost ends. Get a good view of Buckskin Pass, one of the passes on the 4-pass loop. It's still 1,000 feet of elevation and a mile to go to get to it, but I think it's doable sometime. For dinner, let's have a little bit of this dehydrated cheese. I've cooled some water in the snow. I think I've added enough water. I'll add just more. Then we wait 20 minutes. The cheese could have stood to reconstitute a little longer, but the summer sausage that doesn't need refrigeration is really good, and the crackers. One drawback of this campsite is the wind. It blows a lot of dust and grit into the tent. If the forecast called for stronger winds than this, I think I'd camp deep into the woods. It'll take me a long time to clean that sand out of the tent before I go to bed. I had another visitor today besides gray jays and marmots, Patty, a woman from North Carolina out day hiking. I talked to her yesterday on the trail up here. She was hiking over to West Maroon Pass. But anyways, today she was hiking up Buckskin Pass, and she stopped in and we visited for a while. I took some really good pictures of her with the mountains in the background. And nice lady, really adventuresome lady out here hiking by herself. She's about 50 and just sleeps in her car in the parking lot and day hiked instead of doing the 4-pass loop, which we both had to cancel because of creek crossings and high snow and other conditions. But it was great having some human company that didn't want to steal my food like the marmots. Well, the wind's calmed down enough at 8 o'clock that I can start to deal with this tent. I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to get some sand in it, but I didn't think it would be this bad. It was like a dust storm or a haboob hit. Dust everywhere. Grit all over the pad, grit all over my sleeping bag. It's all going to be wiped down, wet, and hopefully it'll dry in the next hour. But that's not all fun and games out here, but it's just the it comes with the territory, I guess, the dust storm. And again, that tent is it comes right through that fine mesh. You wouldn't think it would, but look at how it filled it up. Well, I got to do mop-up operations, but I'll return at twilight. I'm just getting done with the cleanup operation after the dust storm. Stuff's kind of still damp after I wiped it down, but it'll dry. I can't complain too much though. It was a beautiful day, 70 degrees, a little breezy, but really, really nice. I'm so thankful we don't get those afternoon thunderstorms and that rain. After 2 days camping in the Maroon Bells Wilderness, I'm really surprised at how few people I've seen and how remote this campsite is and how much solitude I have up here. But when we first arrived, the parking lot was full. Zach reported there was getting very busy, but I've really not seen that many people. Day hikers, yeah, a few backpackers coming back and forth. And maybe it's just this place on the way up Buckskin Trail that nobody stops or nobody camps near here. But it's been a great campsite, lots of solitude, maybe more than I want sometimes, but it's an incredible area. Twilight is settling in over the Maroon Bells area. Sunlight is just fading on the top of North Maroon. Really a nice time of night. The wind has died down. You can hear the birds in rushing stream. Really nice. This will be my last night in Maroon Bells area for quite some time. But I hope to return again someday, maybe next year. Hopefully. It was really nice. It's Saturday morning, and we're starting to pack up. Hi everyone.
Hey.
Saturday morning and I'm packing up and a gentleman wandered into my camp. His name is Simca. He's from New York and he's completed the 4-pass loop. Yeah, good for him. It is a real accomplishment, folks, to do it. And he's just came over Buckskin Pass this morning and he's on his way down. So again, like I explained, a lot of the experience of these backpacking trips is connecting with people, like-minded outdoor people, and sharing experiences. So I'm really glad Simca stopped in this morning, and thanks, Simca.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got to meet you, and I look forward to watching your adventures online.
Yeah, at Camp and Tramp.
All right, and, I play piano and upload my music. It's Simca Goldworm, also on YouTube.
Simca Goldworm?
Goldworm. Or Simca Gold, actually.
Simca Gold.
Yeah.
I like that name, Simca.
Thank you.
Good. Okay,
right,
safe travels,
bye.
Simca. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. There goes Simca down the trail. He's going to complete the 4-pass loop in a little bit. Sure great talking to him. Really happy for that accomplishment. I really like that guy's name, Simca. He said it means joy. My name, Patrick, or Patricius in Latin, means male leader. But I'm feeling Simca over this whole 30 days in the Elk Mountains. I've had perfect weather. No afternoon lightning storms and rain or heavy winds. I've met lots of great people, kind people. I've seen wildlife, flowers, had great experiences, and no illnesses, no injuries. It's been really great, and I do feel Simca or joy and thankfulness over this trip. I'm glad you could come along with me. I'm glad I could share it with you. Okay, I'm done making movies of myself like some showbiz kid. I've got to eat breakfast and get what looks like a rummage sale behind me into the backpack and head down the hill to the Maroon Bells scenic area. I'll come in as the Great Unwashed, but immediately go to the Aspen Rec Center and get a swim and a shower in. Okay, it's 12 noon and we've begun the descent, and I hope this is the last snow I see up close until about a week before Christmas. Here's the lively little creek we're gonna cross. Lots of snow melt this year. I'm thinking about trying the creek crossing on the upstream like these folks. Let's see what happens. Footwork. They did a good job, but they didn't get their feet wet. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep my feet wet and do the tightrope. I should have said keep my feet dry. Getting delirious. Wishing I was out on the golf course. Okay, let's do the tightrope act. I'll shut the camera off this time. Nah, not. Woohoo! Dry feet. Looks like a lot of folks spending Saturday afternoon at the lake, Crater Lake. Slight turquoise color. Looks refreshing. Let's go down there and eat lunch. We got half that summer sausage left, and I reconstituted some cheese I hope is not al dente like the stuff last night. Okay, see you down there. I found a nice spot down here at Crater Lake in the shade. The cheese is reconstituted nicely this time. But, just had an older gentleman kind of shuffle up the path from the lake into the woods here. He kind of looked buckled over, and I think he might have had to poop. He was kind of in shock to see me, and he moved on, but I've been there. I've been there. I think we all have. The cheese is a little soupy this time versus al dente, but really good. I don't know if his size shows up on film or not, but that's the biggest chipmunk I've ever seen. That thing's not much smaller than a chihuahua. Crater Lake and the Maroon Bells. 11 years ago, when I first saw the Elk Mountains and the Maroon Bells, I was totally enchanted. I've tried to return every year since, but soon, in a couple hours, I'll be leaving them. We'll be traveling over McClure Pass on our way to southwest Colorado. I'm really going to miss these mountains. It's like the John Denver song said, the mountains capture you, and you just have to keep returning. But anyways, we're going to go over and visit the San Juan Mountains, the area called the Switzerland of America. Telluride and that area. So equally beautiful place, but it really doesn't hold the allure or magic of the Maroon Bells. We made it to Maroon Lake. Almost there. Just a level walk across to the parking lot. Maroon Lake is as beautiful and pastoral as when we left it 3 days ago. Lots of day hikers down here at the scenic area. Remember 4 weeks ago when we first got here how much snow was up on the Maroon Bells? A lot of it's missing now. We helped, did our share, drank a little bit when we were up. Good. The Explorer's still there. That's a sight for sore feet. For 3 days, we clenched and clothed with the naked wilderness of Maroon Bells. We've come out on the other side. We faced a marauding marmot, determined to take our last Lorna Doone cookie, camp robbing jays, and a dust storm that filled the sleeping bag full of grit. But it was all worth it in the end. I hope you enjoyed the journey. I sure did. Thanks for watching.